Hello, everyone, and welcome to the NBA Player Prop Show for Friday, April 23rd, 2021. We got a 7-game slate that we are going to talk about tonight. Excited. Second show back from our 2-week hiatus. Excited to talk about props. First, just wanted to touch on what happened Wednesday. What an absolute disaster of a night. Look, I'll admit it. I'll own up to it. 0-5. Got to wipe off the rust a little bit tonight. Look, that was an unlucky night. I was pretty much on the wrong side of every single bad beat. I'm pretty sure every single prop that I had on Wednesday, except for maybe Vucevic, all those lost by somewhere between 0.5 and 2. So that was not great, on the wrong side of every close beat, blowout, bad beat. But we're back today. We're wiping off the rust. But first, before we talk about props for tonight, before the questions get going, I want to talk about Monkey Knife Fight. Monkey Knife Fight is a great place for player prop games. You can play prop games for each individual NBA game. You could play it for the entire slate. It's a lot of fun. You go into Monkey Knife Fight. They will match your deposit 100% up to $50 with the promo code DUDE50. Check it out. Link in the description below. Monkey Knife Fight. Promo code DUDE50 for that 100% deposit matchup up to $50. Also, be sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel. And yeah, really helps me out. So be sure to do that as well. Let's get right into it here. Talk about this 7-game slate. Not as big of a Friday slate as we normally have, but 7 games is 7 games. So let's get to it right here. The first prop that we're going to discuss tonight is Kevin Huerter over 13.5 points against the Miami Heat. Kevin Huerter has been on a tear lately. Over the last 5 games, he's averaging 17.6 points per game in 37.2 minutes per game. He's taking 13.2 shots per game, 6.6 of them from 3. Shooting 53% from the field and 45.5% from 3 over this 5-game span. He's cleared this 13.5 points total in each of these last 5 games as well. Tonight, Trae Young is out. Clint Capella, Danilo Gallinari are questionable. So this should be, even if it's just Trae Young out, this should mean more shots for Kevin Huerter. Also like the matchup for Huerter, the Heat allow a lot of threes. They're ranked 27th in the NBA in opponent threes made per game at 14.4. With Huerter shooting a lot of threes, I think he could thrive here. I like him to go over 13.5 points. Best line I found, -106 on DraftKings. So I want to do something a little bit different today for the next selection of props that we have. And I want to leave it up to, I don't have something specific that I'm going to do. I will tell you everything I like having to do with this particular player, but there's a lot. And I think that there's a lot of same game parlay opportunities with this guy. That is Darius Garland. I like him over assists, over threes, and also think, as I said, huge same game parlay opportunity. So what I am going to do, which I have not done yet, I don't think I've done this ever. I haven't done it in a long time, is I'm going to bring up FanDuel here with a screen share, and we are just going to run through some numbers here with Darius Garland. Let's get this going right here. The screen share. Let's get this up here. We are sharing. Alrighty. All right. So that is up for when we're going to discuss the same game parlay opportunities. That being said, I want to talk about Darius Garland, threes and assists first. So his 3-point line is over under 2.5. His assist line over under 6.5. Darius Garland, he's been unreal lately. He's one of those guys that I liked a lot early on in the season, and I always seem to get him wrong. Like, I just couldn't get him on his on game. He's finally putting it all together. He's finally a lot more consistent, and that's absolutely great to see. Over his last 8 games, he's averaging 23 points per game, 7 assists per game in 34.3 minutes per game, shooting 49.3% from the field, 44.8% from 3, 3.3 threes made per game on 7.3 attempts per game over the span. And what happens tonight? He goes against the team, the Charlotte Hornets, that are the worst in the NBA in terms of defending the 3 and defending assists. The Hornets rank 30th, dead last in the NBA in opponent threes made per game at 14.9. They rank 30th in the NBA in opponent assists per game at 27.4. Garland's individual lines for assists and threes, I like a lot. As I said, over 6.5 assists at -110 at +110 actually on DraftKings. So you get some good value there. Over 2.5 threes at -113 on DraftKings. So he's cleared the 6.5 assist line 7 of his last 10 games. Didn't do it the last 2, which is probably why you're getting it plus value here, but he did in 7 out of 8 before those last 2 games. So of total, 7 of his last 10, he's cleared this assist line. And then in the 2.5 threes line, he's cleared the over 6 of his last 8 games. Again, going against the Charlotte Hornets, who are worst in those areas. Now, what I was talking about here with the same game parlays, there are a lot of opportunities here. If you don't want to just do it straight up, or if you want to do those straight up, you know what? You could play around and say, you know what? I think that Darius Garland could have a pretty big night in those categories. You go here and say, you know what? Maybe I'm feeling good. Maybe I want to throw a low stakes $5 on something that's a complete long shot. And you could actually do that. Let's just say you think Darius Garland, maybe he could go for 10 assists tonight, plus 470. Maybe Darius Garland could go for 4 made threes, and you're already getting this. You put in a $10 bet to record 10 plus assists, 4 plus threes. You go 10 for 147. And if we're just looking at Darius Garland's game logs here, let me get this up as well. Darius Garland's game logs. This is not the most far-fetched thing I've ever seen. And I'm going to play around with some more same game parlays right after I just get this up right here. But yeah, this is the perfect game for the same game parlay tonight. And that's why I wanted to bring up this second screen here, this screen share. All right, so Darius Garland, if you were going to do the parlay I have up right now, which is 10 plus assists, 4 plus threes, he's hit 4 threes in 2 of his last 3 games. He had 12 assists 2 games ago. So, all right, you say this is possible. And if you know what, if you're not feeling as good about the 10 assists, you could go for 8 assists. Put that up there. Not as good, but look, still 10 to win 64. That's not bad at all. I think he's going to have a huge night in both these categories. Again, playing the Charlotte Hornets, who ranked 30th in both of these categories in terms of defending them. Opponent made threes and opponent assists. Now, if I'm feeling a little bit better, you say, you know what, we'll go Garland, 10 assists, and maybe you go 5 made threes and not 4 made threes instead. Let's get this up here. That would give you 10 to win 311. So look, I'm just saying if you have even $3 left over, you want to throw it on that. It would be 3 to win 100. So I think that's a pretty solid value for Garland here. Now, if you want to get a little bit more creative and maybe add some more legs to the parlay, let's just put up our original parlay here with Garland and with assists and with threes. Now we look at, all right, the Hornets let up a ton of threes. It's not going to be just Garland on the court. There's going to be some other players. I want to look at a guy, Kevin Love. Kevin Love has been completely absent this year. He was injured early in the year. He's come back, but he's been really quiet. You haven't really heard much from him at all. That being said, Kevin Love, he's had a few decent, solid games. He's very inconsistent, but last game he shot 4 for 10 for 3, then 0 for 4, 2 for 10, 1 for 7, 2 for 5, 5 for 14, 4 for 8. So like what I'm saying here, inconsistent. He'll have his games where he has 1 or 2 threes. He'll have his games where he goes off for 4 or 5. Look, it's possible that in a game where he's given a favorable matchup like this, Kevin Love could go for 3 or 4 threes. All right, we have Darius Garland, 4 made threes. We have Darius Garland, 10 assists. Why not, even if we're feeling a little bit better, why not throw in Kevin Love at 3 made threes, and you boost that $10 bet up to 292, 10 to win 292. Put 4 made threes in for Kevin Love, 484. So look, I think that there's some very good, look, again, these are long shot opportunities to, boosting these 4 threes made for each. I think it's possible for it to hit. Then I want to take a look at Miles Bridges here if we're also looking at this same game parlay. Miles Bridges, his line for threes in this game, 2.5 threes. Look, Cavs ranked 13th in the NBA and opponent threes made per game at 12.5. So look, middle of the pack there. However, they ranked 27th in the NBA, the Cavs, in opponent 3-point percentage at 38.2. So look, guys don't shoot a ton of threes against the Cavs, but when they do, they make them. Over Bridges' last 5 games, he's cleared this 2.5 threes number. He's shooting 47.5% from 3 over this 5-game span. 3.8 of 8 from 3. That's his averages from 3 in those 5 games. If he shoots 8 threes again tonight, look, I think he could go for 3 threes. So now let's maybe even add in Miles Bridges. And then I'm saying, so look, if you got a free bet tonight, if you got a free $10 bet, maybe throw in some kind of long parlay. Look, all I'm telling you is that the Cavs are going to make a lot of threes tonight unless they're just ice cold for whatever reason. They're set up well for threes against the Charlotte Hornets, who are just letting up so many threes lately. So that's why I think this is such a good opportunity for the same game parlay. But once again, the 2 lines that I do like from this game are Darius Garland over 6.5 assists and Darius Garland over 2.5 threes. However, if you're feeling good tonight, feeling lucky, you try and, throw a bunch of these together. I think Garland could possibly shatter his lines for assists and threes. And I think it sets up pretty well for a same game parlay. So we will stop sharing that screen right there, and we will go right on to our next bet that we're going to talk about tonight, next prop, and that is Kevin Looney over 6.5 rebounds. Kevin Looney goes up against the Denver Nuggets. Very tough matchup, theoretically. Nuggets are a great rebounding team, ranked second in the NBA in opponent rebounds per game at 40.9. That being said, Looney starting without James Wiseman in these last 6 games where he started. He's grabbing 9.7 boards per game in 27.7 minutes per game. He's cleared this 6.5 rebounds line in 5 of these 6 games that he started. And he's had double-digit boards in 3 of those 6 games. He had 15 rebounds against Philadelphia, 9 against Boston, 11 against Denver a few games ago as well. So the matchup here against Denver doesn't worry me because he's proven that not only against Denver could he get more than 6.5 boards, he's proved that against Philly and Boston, 2 very tough matchups, he could also do it. That's why this matchup doesn't worry me. I like Looney to go over 6.5 rebounds at minus 102 on FanDuel. That is what we will talk about for our bets tonight. We got them scrolling on the bottom. Now let's take some questions here. Ask all your questions. From M. Castle, welcome back, man. Terry Rozier over under 5.5 assists. Yeah, I was looking at Rozier last few games. I'm pretty sure last 5 games, he's gone for like 8-10, 8-10, something like that. Bottom line is he's had like at least 8 assists, some double-digit assist games over his last 5 games. He's cleared this pretty easily. Now, that being said, I feel like this is a complete anomaly with Terry Rozier. Like, yeah, I like to ride the hot streaks. You guys know that about me if you've been watching these videos. But Terry Rozier is not a guy who's exactly known for his passing abilities, averaging only 3.9 assists per game on the season. So, look, maybe he's just changing his game for the better of the team. And this is going to be something that's sustainable the rest of the year. But look, 8-8. 10-10, 8. So he's cleared this last 5, like I said. But then look before this. You would have to go all the way back to March 26th, the last time he cleared it, where he had 11 assists. Other than that, he's been pretty much under almost every time. March 22nd, he had 6 assists. And then you'd have to go all the way back to March 1st. So this is something that he has not, he has not hit this over 5.5 frequently until these last 5 games. So do I hate it? No. Do I love it? No. Am I neutral on it? Yes. The Cavs, you could also look at their stats here for opponent assists. Cavs rank at 16th, so right in the middle of the pack in terms of opponent assists per game at 24.8. Look, I'm neutral on it. I get the reasoning. Just I can't get behind. I don't know if Terry Rozier is all of a sudden going to become an 8 assist guy. That's all I'm saying. I'm not sure how sustainable it is. Terry Rozier over 5.5 assists. Yup, you just got my answer there. Draymond Green assists 8.5. Paul George over 2.5 threes. Darius Bazley over 16.5 points. Thoughts? Yeah, so Draymond Green going against the Denver Nuggets. Nuggets ranked 28th in the NBA in opponent assists per game at 26.2. Draymond hasn't cleared this lately, but I am okay with that. I think it's a good matchup for him. Also looking at Paul George threes here. Paul George goes against the Houston Rockets. No Kawhi Leonard in that game. So Paul George has been he's been unreal lately over his last few games. So first of all, on the season, averaging 3.3 threes made per game on 7.6 attempts, shooting well over 40% from 3. Last few games has gone for 2, 4, 4, 4. So he's cleared it in 3 of his last 4 games. Good matchup against the Houston Rockets here, who let up a ton of points. They are just one of the worst teams in the league. They also rank 24th in the NBA in opponent threes made per game. I'm good with that. Darius Bazley over 16.5. One that I'm more neutral on. It looks like you may get Lou Dort back tonight. It looks like you're getting Poku back tonight. So I don't expect Bazley to be the guy, like the only guy. That being said, Bazley's been clearing this pretty decent amount lately. If we look at Bazley's last few games here, he has gone for, let's get this up. He's gone for 26, 26, 16, 19, 22. So yeah, I'm in between neutral and okay with this. I do like Bazley tonight. And yeah, that's all the props you asked. Okay. Thank you, Corey. Now we will move on to James here, who has Wood over 27.5 points, rebounds, Dylan Brooks over 15.5, Jimmy Butler over 27.5. So I assume that all these are, hold on one sec. Dylan Brooks. Okay, so first of all, Christian Wood. I'm a little worried about Christian Wood just because I think that this game could be a blowout. So sometimes I like to stay away from games that I think are going to be a blowout altogether because you don't like to rely on something that you don't really have control over. That being said, Christian Wood, over 27.5 points, rebounds. Last few games, he's gone for 24, 25, 35. So he didn't clear it his last two, but had it a few games ago. I'm good. Theoretically, the Clippers are not great defending the paint, so I would be okay with it. I would just stay away due to the potential blowout. That's my overall opinion there. Now, Dylan Brooks, I assume he made 15.5 points here. I did not get a look at that line before. Let's get this up here. Dylan Brooks, 15.5 points. So yeah, Blazers are a good matchup for him for sure. They allow a lot of points, a lot of threes. I'm not huge on it. I'm more neutral on this one. Just a guy who's just pretty inconsistent sort of across the board. Could go for 13 points, could go for 30 points. So I'm neutral on it. Don't hate it at all. Now, Jimmy Butler over 27.5. I assume that is points, rebounds against the Atlanta Hawks tonight. No Trae Young, possibly no Clint Capella, no Danilo Gallinari. Not sure if they announced. Okay, Capella was just ruled out as we speak, literally like a minute ago. That should be nice for Butler rebounds. I'm okay with Butler over 27.5 points, rebounds. Shadow Stefan, what's up, man? Hey, man. Jokic double-double. Yes, I like that. Warriors poor rebounding team. Curry over 4.5 threes. That should not be an issue as well. I know he had an off shooting game. That's probably not going to continue, so I like it. Tatum over 7.5 rebounds against the Brooklyn Nets. Everyone out, it seems like, on that team. Robert Williams out. Jaylen Brown out. Kemba Walker out. Tatum averaging 7.3 rebounds per game on the season, has gone for double digits in his last three, and then even before that has cleared it for basically he's cleared it 7 of his last 8 games. I'm good with that. Joe Harris points. No Kevin Durant in this game. Kyrie Irving will be playing. So Joe Harris, he had a really good game against New Orleans the other night, at least a great start, and then he kind of just fell off. But Joe Harris, last few games, 14, 24, 12, 26, 23. His line on DraftKings here coming in at, did they take? And it looks like DraftKings took down all the lines. We're going to look at it at FanDuel here, see if they have it up yet. 1 second, just getting this loaded up here. Joe Harris, 13.5 points. Yeah, I'm good with that. No Kevin Durant, I'm good with that. Steph Curry, 6+ threes. Last Nuggets game, he dropped bombs. Yeah, well, he dropped bombs on everyone until this Wizards game. Yeah, I'm good with it. National TV, Curry will show up tonight. Morant over 19.5 points with Valanciunas out. Yeah, John Morant, another guy who's been really inconsistent with scoring, going up against the Blazers, which is a good matchup for him. But looking at Morant's numbers here, I love John Morant, by the way, one of my favorite players in the league. 22 and 36 in his last 2. Hopefully that scoring comes back because he has unreal scoring ability. He hasn't shown it as much as you would like. Like going into the season, I would have been like, all right, Ja's going to average 23 games. He's only averaging 19 a game. Before these last 2 games, he had gone 4 games without being at 20 points. So that worries me a little bit, but I do like the matchup. Jonas is out. I would be okay with John Morant over 19.5. Are my picks on the Action Network app? No, not as of now. Michael Porter Jr. double-double versus Golden State. Yeah, he's had a few bad rebounding games the last few, but again, the Warriors, I believe they're 29th in the NBA in opponent rebounds per game. Let me get that exact stat up right now. 29th in the NBA, yes, 47.7 opponent rebounds per game. So I'm okay with that for sure. You probably get some nice value on it as well. Westbrook triple-double. Yeah, that's going to hit against OKC. Baisley over 14.5, double my money. Good with that. Duncan Robinson over 12.5 points against the Hawks. Yeah, again, Duncan's another guy, extremely inconsistent. It seems like I was talking about this with my brother the other day. Duncan Robinson is the guy who will either hit you 5 threes or hit you 1 or 2. There's pretty much no in between with him. That being said, Duncan Robinson, all right, matchup against the Hawks with everyone out. Hasn't hit it a lot lately, but I would be okay with it. I think he'll have a big night. Just because all the guys in the Hawks are out. And also from Joseph here, with many players sitting out in the Boston game, I think Tatum and Smart will go off. Yeah, Tatum, you could have got, not Tatum. Tatum, his line's all the way up to like 29.5 points or 28.5. That I wouldn't touch. But you could get a nice line on, Marcus Smart points. At least you were able to a while ago. Let me go look if that line remained the same. I think you were able to get him at like 15.5 points against a Brooklyn Nets team that lets up a lot of points. 15.5. Yeah, I'd be okay with Smart over points. Keep your questions coming. Once again, just wanted to remind everyone to check out Monkey Knife Fight, link in the description below. Promo code DUDE50 for an 100% deposit match up to $50. Also, be sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel, really helps me out. We got two questions from Jonathan here. Rozier over 5 assists. Yeah, like I said, I'm neutral on it. He's cleared this the last 5 games by far. He had 8 assists 3 of those games, 10 assists 2 of those games. However, like I said, I'm worried it's just a fluky run. I'm not sure I want to ride with that hot streak, but I'm okay with it. Just if you want to keep riding that hot streak and see what happens. Bogdanovic, they finally have lines up for him. They didn't all morning. Bogdanovic over 17.5 points against a Heat team that lets up a lot of threes. Let me just go check Bogdanovic's last few games, but I'm leaning towards yes. Bogdanovic, yeah, he's been going off lately. He's been over 20 points in 4 of the last 5 games. 5 of the last 6 games, actually. I'm good with over 17.5. OG pick Maladon over 3.5 rebounds. Did he end up clearing that on Monday? Not Monday, Wednesday. I just got to double check here. But he's going up against a Wizards team that let up a lot of rebounds. Very, 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 very fast pace as well. There's going to be a lot of possessions. He didn't clear it. On Wednesday. I think he'll get it tonight, though. Collins over 16.5 against Miami. No Capella and no Trae Young. Someone's got to score. I'd be okay with it. I know it's a tough matchup against Bam, but I think he should hit. Anything else we got for today? Anything else we got? Any more questions? If they put Bogdanovic's props up here, I may go back to the screen share for nope. FanDuel has no props for Atlanta, Miami right now. I was gonna say if you were to head back to the same game parlay builder on FanDuel, and if you were to look at possibly 3-point props with Bogdanovic and Herter, that could be something you could get creative with in the same game parlay. I'll let you know if it magically pops up here within the next few minutes. Who do you like best in the OKC player props? Yeah, I didn't love anything particular in that game, and that's why I didn't talk about it. I would think Westbrook's going to go off tonight in terms of rebounds and assists. He's been killing the rebounds props, and OKC's pretty vulnerable everywhere. I think the Bazley prop is where I most looked before. You just got to worry about Lou Dort coming back, but I think Bazley should be good for the over points. But I like Westbrook as well a lot tonight. But I would probably look at that Bazley prop that many people are sending in here. You do got to worry about Lou Dort, but I think you get a fast-paced game, and I think he could hit it. Lillard over 25.5 points. I like this a lot. Portland has lost 3 in a row. They go up against Memphis. Yeah, I'm good with that. Again, I know he didn't hit it the other day, but you're rarely going to get Lillard at 25.5 points, and he's not on a minutes restriction or anything. I feel like that's something you got to hit. Anything else we got for today? Remember, once again, like this video, subscribe to this channel. Going to try and let's see what we got here. Jokic over 25.5. I like that. He should hit it. Easy matchup against Golden State, a team that lets up a ton of points. Has Kevin Looney starting at center. Should be good. National TV game. I looked at Jokic a lot tonight, by the way. It's just I almost pulled the trigger. I just liked other single props more. Herter, Garland, and then Kevin Looney. That being said, if I end up deciding to throw in a last minute same game parlay for Nuggets and Warriors just because it's a national TV game. I'll probably be watching it tonight. Maybe throw in a little same game parlay. I'll probably be heavy on Jokic points and rebounds. From Joseph here, he's at 28 rebounds plus assists. Russell Westbrook. Yeah, that's not a line I think you could look. I just don't think you could take that line. It's just way too high. So maybe stay away from Westbrook and just stick to Bazley. But again, I don't love anything in particular from that game, so I wouldn't force it. From Shadow Stefan, would you take Michael Porter Jr. over 20.5 or Jokic over 25.5 points? I would rather do Jokic over Michael Porter Jr. I think Michael Porter Jr. has been really consistent. I just think I would rather go Jokic. From Corey, Devontae Graham over 5.5 assists goes up against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Let's go check out Devontae Graham here. His recent performances, obviously stepping in for LaMelo. Devontae Graham, last few games has gone for 3, 7, 7, 6, 7, 5, 5. Okay. Yeah, I would be okay with going over 5.5. I don't love it, but I would be okay with it, more neutral. John Morant triple-double. Whoa. What are the lines you get on that? Let me go check it out here. I like the idea, though. Let's go check this out. See if they're even offering it on FanDuel here. I don't see it on FanDuel. Let me check if they have it on DraftKings. If so, let me know what line, what the odds are on that you're getting it at. Yeah, they have nothing for it. What line are you getting? What line, Skit, are you getting John Morant for triple-double? What are the odds on that? Because I think it may be worth a shot, depending on what. Because I feel like you could probably get some really nice odds. Blazers suck against point guards. Rozier had 35, 8, and 10 last time. My only thing with Ja's the rebounding. He is only grabs plus 2,800. 28 to 1 that he gets a triple-double. The reason why it's 28 to 1 is because he's only grabbed double-digit rebounds one time this year. That's something you got to worry about. However, 28 to 1, I would say it's worth a shot because, like you said, if there's one game he could do it, this is a good matchup for him to do it. So I think it's worth a shot. Collins over 7.5 rebounds without Capella. I like it. Curious to see what we get out of Okongwu tonight if they're going to start him. Is he active? Because I was very high on him coming in. Yeah, we may see some stuff out of him. We may see some more Okongwu tonight. Would I rather take Graham's over 5.5 grams, 5.5 assists over Terry's? Nope. I would rather take Terry. Blazers allow most rebounds to opposing point guards. Yeah, go play it at 28 to 1. Go for it. Why not? Why not? I think that's a pretty solid find by you. I can't even find that anywhere I'm looking. Let me just see. The one team that he had 10 rebounds against, Morant, was February 17th against OKC, which makes sense. They let up a lot of rebounds as well. Okay, I'm good with that, 28 to 1. Any other questions we got for tonight? Anything else? Once again, be sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at @sports_Burd. That is where I will, possibly be tweeting about the props tonight. Also, where I will be tweeting updates about what time I'll be going live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Be sure to follow me on Twitter. Be sure to check out Monkey Knife Fight. Promo code DUDE50, 100% deposit match up to $50. We had a question from Joseph here right before we head off. Marcus Morris over 16.5. I'd stay away just because last game where he went off, you didn't have Paul George there as well. He's back tonight. I'd stay away. All right. That being said, that is all for tonight. Goodbye, everyone. Good luck with your NBA prop betting. We got a nice 7-game slate, some nice national TV games as well. Warriors Nugget, that should be a good one on the late slate. So if you got any other questions, feel free to DM me on Twitter at sports_Burd. Feel free to comment on this video. I will be sure to answer you. Once again, goodbye, everyone. Good luck with your prop betting.